Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. For those of you, you know where you are. Welcome to the broadcast this today, the 17th of January. The topic we're going to be talking today is, as you all know, the President of the United States of America in the person of Donald Trump made a very interesting statement concerning certain countries which Nigeria falls under. And he said those countries are shithole countries. You have to forgive my language, but um, shithole is now the trending word online. So we just have to use it. There's no other way you can describe what he said, and so that we don't quote him wrongly, we're using the exact words that he used. The Pentagon, the White House, has tried to to kind of play it down. They've said it's not what he meant. They said those were not his exact words, but we know that that's exactly what he said. It's been proven. He actually tweeted and was trying to say, that's what I said, but that's not what I mean. So today, what I'm going to be doing is not so much as analyzing what he said, but I'm going to try within the next maybe 30 minutes or so to tell you what Nigeria and Nigerian people are. And in this, you would see that we also have problems in Nigeria, just like you have problems in America. And since he's also hauling uh, insults at us, or people who are descended from the countries that he regards as shithole countries, we will not hold back in turning the mirror to him so that he can also see himself for who he really is. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to read for you a few interesting facts about Nigeria. This is for those of you who are joining us who really don't know much about Nigeria. Nigeria is I'm going to read off something so that my friend Osama Wanke already said no. Describing Nigeria as a shithole would be an insult to all self-respecting. Oh my God! He says to all self-respecting shitholes around the world. All right. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's interesting how such a terrible name can be given so much publicity. When you were young, you wouldn't say a word like this in front of my dad. He will give you something to remember in a long time. But today, saying shithole is just generally accepted, especially when it comes from the mouth of the most powerful man, presumably the most powerful man in the world, the president of the United States of America. Things have really changed. You could never be talking about this some years ago. Is this how America has fallen? Anyways, let's leave that aside. And let me go ahead to tell you that Nigeria has a population of 175 million people. This is 2014 estimate of the population of Nigeria. I can tell you that by 2018, that 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 population you're looking at is nowhere. The population right now would have added significantly uh, to what you are seeing right now. And may I respectfully, as a friend to President Trump, let him know that when you pick on 175 million Nigerians, you chose the wrong people to pick on. As the days that as the days unfold, and I'm sure from the day you said that till now, you're beginning to learn more about this 175 million. And I'm telling you, this 175 million that I just quoted now in 2014 are those in Nigeria. We're not even talking about the diaspora. Nigerians in diaspora are almost close to 40% of that population that you're seeing, and I'm not joking. Now, the density of Nigeria is 188.9 persons per square kilometer. Our growth rate is 2. Capital of Nigeria is Abuja. It's been the capital since 1991, 12th of December. The official language we speak is English. However, the very, very official language we speak is broken. It's broken in. I think we they speak for Nigeria. I know they speak any. Everyone know they speak no English. This this English as official language. It's just that's the real Queen's English is probably spoken by around 30% of Nigerians on a regular basis. Professor, doctor, taxi driver, everybody communicate on very clear, standard pidgin English. Now, so we they speak and we they speak pidgin English. And if your level don't high, you go speak Wafe English. That one are the real, for people we get degree in pidgin. Then you go speak Wafe pidgin. But let's go on. Official language English. Major languages are Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. But I can tell you there are so many other languages as I will talk about later. Largest state is Niger State, and the smallest state is Lagos State. Flip it around, it'd be like the richest is Lagos, and I'm not saying anything. Largest city is Lagos. Most populous state is Lagos. Well, okay. Currency is Naira. 1 Naira is equal to 100 kobo, and 1 Naira right now is about, I think it's, okay, let's say $1 is about 300 or 280 Naira. The government is federal and the presidential republic, federal presidential republic. That's what we're trying to practice in Nigeria. Not exactly what it is. Okay, the longest river in Nigeria is River Niger. Is 480 kilometers, 175 kilometers within Nigeria. The amazing thing is people don't even think that all this exists in Nigeria. They don't think I think Nigeria is one. The way they describe it when they talk sometimes, they think Nigeria is one thing somewhere, just a mass of land that is just empty or either filled with bushes or forests. They don't think all these kind of things exist in Nigeria. They don't think we have people who have intelligence, and they all think, according to President Trump, that we are from a shithole country. But let me tell you one secret. Don't tell anybody. Look at me very well. This is what it looks like when you come out of a shithole. So this is what shithole people look like. See, we have this kind of ears, have this kind of mouth. That's what shithole people look like. I just gave this out. Don't tell anybody. But this is what shithole people look like. All right, let's continue. Nigeria was officially called the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Nigeria is sorry. Let's go back. We got our independence in October 1960. Our climate is, here it is, our climate is summer, tropical, all the time, year round. From January to December, we don't have no winter. I'm here in Canada. If I step outside, don't mind all these things I'm wearing. When I step outside, you want to know how I look like? I gotta cover my head, cover my eyes. Today is so freaking cold. It's -12. Nigeria, we don't know that. You can walk on the street bare-chested from January to December. Our climate is tropical. Political division, 6 geopolitical zones, and we have 36 states. This is the political and economic facts about Nigeria. Let me go ahead and give you more facts about this country that the President of America has called a shithole. So I'm going to describe to you the composition of a shithole country by Donald Trump's definition. Nigeria is the most populous black nation in the world with over 170 million people. Trump, the most populous country, the most populous black nation in the whole wide world. is the country you look at and you call a shithole country. Do you know that people like architect Peter Gada are from Nigeria that you call a shithole country? You're in trouble. If you if you picked up people like architect, you know why I'm laughing at Donald Trump? He has no idea. You can pick on so many other countries, can pick on small countries here and there that you have Africans, black people. Or when you pick on, wait till our Nigerian musicians are right now in the studio. By the time they finish and they come out with music about you for the rest of your life, after you get impeached as president of America, wait. Oh my God, wait till they finish with you. I'm telling you, wait till they finish with you. The place that your ancestors, Donald Trump, your ancestors, everybody came from Africa. That is the place you're calling a shithole country. You're in trouble. Anyway, our country is the seventh most populous nation in the world. There are 521 languages in the world. There are 521, there are 521 languages in the world. The first foreigners to explore the area. No, no, what am I saying? 521 languages in Nigeria. The first foreigners to explore the area that will be called Nigeria were the Portuguese in 1472. So they came to explore. We were not existing. So they just came and they discovered us. We were in Nigeria, but we didn't know that we were there. So they now came and they told us that we were in Nigeria. So those are the people that discovered us, Portuguese. We didn't know. If they didn't tell us, we wouldn't even know that we were in Nigeria. We would think that. All right. Um, the richest man in Africa is a Nigerian. His name is Aliko Dangote, the founder of Dangote Group. He's probably richer than you, Donald Trump, but well, what does he know? He's from a shithole country. Okay, now the richest black woman in the world. Listen to this: richest black man is from a shithole country. The richest black woman, Folarunse Alakija, is from a shithole country, Mr. Donald Trump. These are the people that you just picked on, in case you don't know. I don't even want to talk about myself. That you picked on me. Me, you call me shithole. By the time I finish with you, you go send CIA to come and zip my mouth. Okay. The Yoruba tribe of Nigeria has the highest rate of twin in the world. Nigeria was colonized by the British. Nigeria was formed when Freddie Lugar became the governor of the region. That's what they told us. Nigerian currency, Nigeria. Cocoa House in Ibadan was once the tallest building in Africa. It was built in 1965. Cocoa that they used to make chocolate in US that you eat that makes you fat, Mr. Donald Trump. Cocoa is imported from Nigeria. We produce the cocoa. We should stop sending cocoa. No, I live in Canada. I need the chocolate too. But you should respect us. The cocoa you're eating comes from a shithole, and you still eat that cocoa. You still eat or drink hot chocolate in the morning. You you drink hot chocolate made out of cocoa from a shithole country. Do you know what they're talking about? Okay, now let's keep going. The northern part of Nigeria is four times the size of the south with the landmass. Okay, in terms of size, Nigeria is the third largest in the sub-Saharan. Blah blah blah. Nigeria has this is the Nigerian Annual Christian Gathering. Nigerian immigrants. This is interesting fact for you, Mr. Trump. Nigerian immigrants in the US are the most educated immigrants in the US of A. Nigerians are the most immigrated. They are more educated than you, Mr. Donald Trump. And yet, you say they come from a shithole country. Am I don't smell of shit. And I'm from a shithole country. Okay, so Nigerian immigrants in the US are one of the most educated. They are the most educated. Now, in 1984, you didn't need a visa to travel to the United Kingdom as Nigerians. Okay. Nigeria was the most, at some point in the country's history, The largest river in Africa. I'm looking for. There's so many points, but I'm just going to look for for the ones that will interest you. Okay. It says the Nigerian movie industry, also known as Nollywood, is the second largest producer of movies in the world after Bollywood. After Bollywood. You, Nollywood, you think you make movies? No. Nigeria makes 200 movies every single week. Every single week, we make movies in Nigeria better than Nollywood. And you call us shithole. So you mean our movies come from a shithole? That's what you're trying to tell me. Our movies come from a shithole? Get out of here. You see, get out of here. Donald Trump. If you not watch that movie, I will invite them to do a movie and tell you, get out of here, man. All right. So, 200 Nollywood movies are produced from the shithole country called Nigeria. Now, the Igbos are found from the southeastern Nigeria, but that's not important. I'm looking for facts that will make you understand what this shithole country is all about. Now, the total number of languages in Nigeria comprise 7% of total languages in the world. 7% from Nigeria. That's something you should know about. The walls of Benin are the longest ancient walls in the world. The walls of Benin, they are the longest ancient walks in the world, enclosing 500 communities at a distance of 6,500 square kilometers. You thought that the Wall of China was the most important wall in history. No, it is the walls of the Benin Kingdom. Shithole Benin Kingdom from shithole country, Donald Trump. You think that a country with this kind of history, a country with this kind of civilization, way back before your ancestors knew how to clean their bum, you call them a shithole people from a shithole country? Don't know what you're saying. Okay, now the indigo bird is unique only to Just Plateau. It is found nowhere else in the world. The indigo bird is found in the shithole country. Later, I'm going to talk about mirrors. The Anambra waxbill bird is found only in southern Nigeria and nowhere else in the world. Ile-Ife, Osun State was paved as early as 1000 AD. Ile-Ife. Ife was paved. They had paving. Their roads were paved as way back as 1000 AD. What were your people doing at 1000 AD, Donald Trump? And you say it's a shithole country. Nigeria has the 10th largest crude oil reserve in the world. Who told you that when you dig a hole in Nigeria, what comes out is shit? It's not true. When you dig a hole very deep in Nigeria, what comes out is crude oil, petroleum. And Nigeria has the 10th largest oil reserve. There's no shit in the holes in Nigeria. There's petroleum. Dumbhead. Okay. The first and only Nigerian Nobel laureate is Professor Wole Soyinka. Have you heard about Professor Wole Soyinka? Have you heard about Chinua Achebe? All these people come from the country you call a shithole. Do you know about Agbani Derego? Okay. He's the one that won the Miss World. Yes, you, Donald Trump, you organize pageants, right? You organize Miss World. Do you remember the person that won the Miss World pageant in when she won it in I forgot the year, but the first African to win the Miss World pageant that I think you organized is Agbani Derego. Agbani Derego. He's from shithole country. Oh my God. Nigeria was the first African country to win the gold medal in Olympics football. And you call us a shithole country. The biggest economy in Africa, and you call us a shithole country? Hmm. This man, you never see anything. You never see anything. In Nigeria, we pay our politicians more than anywhere in the world. You call us a shithole? Our legislators have the fattest salary in the whole world. And you call us a shithole country. Nigeria is the fifth fastest growing internet population in Nigeria. Guess what? Every time you tweet, Nigerians read your tweet more than everybody in the world. And when Nigerians decide to attack you, guess the people will attack you most. Guess the people whose tweets will trend more than everybody else. Guess what? Shithole country people, Nigerians. Okay, Nigeria has over 1 million applicants to university each year. You don't even have a university degree. No wonder you think Nigeria is a shithole country. If you had a university degree, you will understand. Oh, I think you have a university degree. Or maybe they paid your way in school because according to history, your parents were very cruel. Your father was actually a drug dealer. But I'll come to that. Anyways, so um Nigeria is referred to as the giant of Africa because of our population and our economy. All right. Nigeria is the 32nd largest country in the world, and you call us a shithole country? Eh? Oh, jeez. Anyways, some more facts. Yes, I said Nigeria is the. Do you know this crude oil that America can't get their hands off? Nigeria is the eighth largest exporter of crude oil in the world, and that's how we get our money. Anyway, Nigeria is the highest 419 country in the world. Don't joke with us. we will so let me tell you, I'm going to call on my boys. They will work on you and we'll sell that your presidential seat. You come to White House one day, they tell you where you're going. They say one Nigerian man has bought the White House. You just watch. Since you have touched us, we'll finish you. I think we're joking in Nigeria. Well, not shithole country. This shithole until you come and you kneel down and you beg us, we will so show you. We will plan and sell your thing from here. Okay, now let's talk about you. Let's talk about you. Facts. Let's see facts about Donald Trump's parents, because when you talk about Nigeria as a shithole country, I know what you mean. You're trying to say we are not organized, we don't have this, we don't have that, we don't do that, we don't do this thing, we are not organized enough, we are not good people. Well, uh, there are things you need to know about actually your grandparents. We'll look about your grandparents. Maybe when we talk about a little bit about your grandparents, let's see their manners and the kind of behavior that they had, and let's see whether you are justified to look at another person and be calling them names. Okay, you say we are we are we are we're criminals. We do bad stuff. We bring bad name to America. Uh, Let us see. Let us see. I know, I know you 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 don't like us to see the truth. So, facts. Your grandparents, you lied. You said something about your parents coming to the United States. But I'm telling you, your grandparent was kicked out of his native Germany for failing to do his mandatory military service there. He was kicked out of his country. Okay? He was kicked out of his country. Yes, I'm like Ebua. Our leaders are not making things better, bro. But you see, let us solve our problems in our side. You don't come to my family. What happens to my family is within me and my family. Yes, it's not like things are perfect in Nigeria, but how dare somebody in the person of Donald Trump tell me I'm from a shithole country? There is no justification for that. This is somebody that his father was kicked out of his hold on, I'm going to tell you facts. You can also go online and check it out. He was kicked out of Germany. Now, when he was kicked out of Germany, what he claimed that Trump was he left Germany. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you more. Just hold on, just hold on. Um, hold on. Where is this thing? You need to see this. Trump's father was one of the years where he mentions mother and retired. I need to tell you, his grandfather was a drug dealer. His grandfather was kicked out of Germany. He ran away when he committed crime, and by the time he was deported, he went and he became a barber in where was it that he became a barber, and then he invested the money that he made on real estate, and that's where the real estate business. That's how real estate business started in the Trump's family. So your money comes out of illegal deals. Your money comes out of drug deals and brotels that your grandfather was running. And you look at hardworking men and women that have to survive everything that is already hard for them, bad government, bad this, no like that, and you look at them and you say they are a shithole country. How dumb can you be? How dumb can you really be? I'm going to tell you a list of there's so much, guys. Just go online and read how Donald Trump's grandparents made their money. Even in Yukon, go and read it, and you'll be so disgusted about this man. I'm only throwing this mud at him because he threw mud back at me. Now let me show you facts about Nigerians around the world, so you get to see what I'm talking about. Give me 1 second. 1 second. I'm going to tell you. Don't run away. Stay. I'm almost there. I have this thing. Um, Nigerians around the world, achievements of Nigerians around the world. I'm going to tell you about achievements around the world. It says, Valentino Lord Byron says our leaders are bad and corrupt. Okay, Africa is bad. Yes, our leaders are bad and corrupt and everything. But can I tell you a country that is also corrupt? Can I tell you a country that has messed up Africa? Can I tell you a country that came into Africa, dissected Africa, starts wars in Africa, cuts our resources away, hides money that is looted from Africa? I'm living in one. Donald Trump is living in one. Okay? So don't just blame our leaders. You know the people behind the leaders. You know the people that instigate our leaders to do what they do. It is the developed countries also. Okay? When they carry the money from Africa, if they don't have banks that are going to take the money from them and hide it, you think they'll carry the money and run to anywhere? So you cannot really blame the people. I mean, see, he should be direct. Say that the leaders are shitholes. Okay? Call the leaders' names. Well, don't look at the whole country. Don't look at my elders. Do you know that Africa, do you know what Africa is made of? Do you know what Nigeria is made of? We are a country that respects people. When you say we're a shithole country, that means you look at the elders in Nigeria, you look them straight in the face and you call them shitholes. You look at our seniors, our fathers, our uncles, our aunties, and all the important people that come from Nigeria, and you call them shithole? Are you crazy? Okay, let me tell you a little bit about people that are doing Nigeria proud. But before I do that, Malika says, yes, our family issues don't need to be exposed to the world. President sick and going to get treatment in England. Is that not shithole? Even by our president. So what? That's what I'm saying. If you want to address the issue, but don't call. Are you a shithole? Are you shit? Are you shithole? Malika, Lavina, Ebo, are you shit? I'm not shit. If you accept that you're shit, I'm not shit. So he says, so let our Valentino says, so let our leaders stop doing that. Okay, they will stop doing that. But first of all, let's get past this thing that we're a shithole country. We are not a shithole country. We may have problems, things may not be working out, but we are not a shithole country. Okay? All right? Okay. Look at Haiti. Give their mind to Clinton brother, blah blah blah. Okay, yes, I agree. All these things are true. Let me bring in someone who wants to uh who wants to be on our broadcast, and let them talk a little bit. I'm trying to connect. I'm trying to connect you. What's your name? Uh, okay. Someone has requested to be live. If you send me the request again, I will approve it, and you can come. And Malika, I think you wanted to come online. Anyways, whoever wants to come online, you disruption, but we are back. So let me go ahead and read for you. But you can always check this thing out for yourself. Okay, there's Akinwumi Adesina, is the current president of the African Development Bank. Okay, he is one of the people that are making Nigeria proud. He previously worked at the Rockefeller Foundation. This is the president of what is he? Is the president of African Development Bank. Yes, that's him. Then there's Aruma Ote. She's the current vice president and treasurer of the World Bank. Mrs. Ote is credited for sanitizing Nigeria's capital marketing during her time as Director General of the Securities, whatever. But what I'm saying is, she is one of the people making Nigeria. I'll just call their names. There's Mohammed Bakindo. He is the Secretary General of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. Okay? OPEC. There is Babs Omotowa. Babs is the Global Vice President of Managing Director of NLNG. Okay? Let's see. There's Babatunde Oshotumahin, is the executive director of the United Nations Population Fund. Executive director of the United Nations Population Fund. The United Nations is based in America. Trump, that's not a shithole person from a shithole country. Yemi Baba Thing Ashawe, this person is the Global Shapers Community and Director of World Economic Forum. So many people. A lot of Yoruba names. I think this is mostly Yoruba people making Nigerian people. John Boyega. I think it's Boyega, but John Boyega is the Hollywood's new kid on the block, raised in Nigeria. Okay, so many of them. Duro Olowu, Oluchi Olan, after winning Nokia's Face of Africa. You know Oluchi? You know Oluchi? Trump. I know you like women. You're into women. So you must know Oluchi, Face of Africa, but that one won't yield for you. In 1998, the Black Beauty has graced the cover of Italian Vogue and Elle with features in Nylon, Marie Claire, and Allure magazine. She's considerably one of the most sought-after models of her generation and now manages upcoming talents with her agency, O Models, in South Africa, from the shithole country of Nigeria. No volume? No volume? Sorry, is there volume now? Okay, there's volume now. Okay, sorry about that. There's Biyi Bamidele. He is a phenomenal actor in Hollywood. A lot of you don't know, but he is from Nigeria. He's director of Half of a Yellow Sun and Mo Abude's production. All right, he is a kick-ass actor. There's Bonnet Omalu. I mean, there's so many great Nigerians that are there. Let me give you influential Nigerian. No. Let me look for something. Achievements of Nigerians around the world. Put some like great achievements of Nigerians around the world. Anyways, bottom line is, what we are saying is that the president of the United States of America, the person of Mr. Donald Trump. You dropped the ball this time around. Okay, you impressed us as a business mogul. Okay, let me tell you about more people. Do you know about Professor H0LE, the greatest scientist of all time, the guy who recognized as being the father of supercomputing, the inventor of big computer, Professor H0LE? He's from the shithole country, according to you, Donald Trump. Do you know Professor Bat Naji? Do you know Mohammed Abba? Do you know Colonel Ovie Ovaje? Do you know Professor Gabriel Oyibo? So many of these people. Kinsley Onyema says, please, when someone build heaven in the city while in his own community he did not build one room, is that person head okay? My brother, he said when someone build heaven in the city while in his own country he did not build one room, is that person okay? My brother, there are things you need to look at. If you go and build heaven in the village and then you are living in the city, what do you think will happen to that? It is nice to build something in your village, but make sure that before you build something in your village, you build something that is an investment. Build something in a city very close to your village where it will be earning money. If you go and build heaven in your village, that mentality is old. It is no longer authentic. It's no longer working now. You'll be having problems from your uncles and your aunties. Anyway, that's a digression. Kinsley Onyema, I don't know why you're asking that question, but if you're waiting for somebody from the city to work and earn all their money and pay all their bills, then carry all that money to come to the village and build a mansion for you and then put you there and then go back to the city to start working so that you can go there and keep calling him on the phone, telling him that the light is burnt, that the roof is leaking. Meanwhile, he stays in that village house just about 2 weeks in a whole year. Nobody's gonna do that, my friend, my brother Kinsley Onyema. You make your money, you build your own house, and you enjoy it. Stop depending on somebody else. Anyway, that's a distraction. What I was trying to say is that President Trump picked on the wrong people. We're gonna show him. We're gonna keep talking about it until he realizes his mistake. But let me now go back to our country. Why did he call Nigeria a shithole country? He called us a shithole country because Nigeria is a country where money will be voted to buy drugs in the hospitals and somebody will eat that money. Money will be voted to build roads and somebody will eat that money. People will be traveling on these roads. The cars will enter a pothole because the roads were not repaired, because somebody ate the money to build that road. This car will go into a pothole, will somersault. All the people in that car will sustain injuries. Some of them will die. The ones that survive, they will carry them to the hospital. But guess what? When they get to the hospital, the first aid that is supposed to be given to them is not available because somebody ate the money. That is why Donald Trump called us a shithole country. It is a country where daily the security of the people are in jeopardy and the government is not doing anything about it. It is a country where people will not have light for weeks, for months, and everybody thinks it is okay. It is a country that produces petroleum and yet the citizens don't have petrol to drive their car. It is a country where the land is one of the most fertile, but there is not enough food for the people in the country. So, these are the reasons why he thinks Nigeria is a shithole country. But even at that, he should mind his own business and leave Nigeria alone. I think we that are citizens of this country called Nigeria, it's in our hands. We are the ones who have allowed our leaders to mess us up. We are the ones who have allowed our country to degenerate to the point where it is. If we keep talking, if we keep resisting, if we keep using our votes properly, we will not get to a point where somebody as dumb as Donald Trump will turn around and regard us as a shithole country. He said, did he specifically mention Nigeria, or did he say Haiti and African countries? So is Nigeria not an African country? Austin Arimoro, you think Nigeria is not an African country? Huh? Nigeria is an African country. King Adewale, respect, sir. King Adewale is a one-time former president of the Nigerian Canadian Association, and he's president of the Nigerian Canadian Business Network. Good to have you on the program. His Royal Highness Eken Sazubike, good to have you on the program too. Anyway, as Akuzoha Jackson, he says, Oga, now you woke up. No, I didn't wake up now. We've been talking. We just have to keep talking. That's what I'm trying to say. Every day we say one small thing. We just have to, we can't keep quiet. It's frustrating, it is draining, but some of us, we just have to keep talking. I've been talking since, you just that you saw me talking now. But you, are you talking too? Have you been doing something? We are doing something. Honestly, it's actually draining. You don't know how much we do. Those of us in the diaspora, we keep trying to keep things positive. We keep trying to do what we can do to reverse people's impression about our country, but there's just so much we can do. We wish people that are living in Nigeria could rise up and take over your country, not by way of even being violent, but just being socially conscious of what is happening. Just be socially conscious. If the government says something that does not all go well with you, you resist. You say, be constructive in your argument. Don't just shout because you're shouting, okay? And when you have your vote, because somebody gave you 5,000 naira, don't just throw your vote to the wrong person, because what you gain in the end is that person will turn around and start ruling you. And then what can you do when they're in power? When they're in power, you can't do anything. You can't even get to them, because when they are passing with sirens and everything, what can you do? Thank you so much, everybody, for coming online. I'm gonna have to go offline now, and please log into our YouTube channel. I'm gonna send a link so that you guys just click on that link, subscribe, and then you'll be able to watch this video again. Or you can just Google Worship Media, Google Worship Media, and then you can go and subscribe. Worship Media on YouTube. Worship Media on YouTube, please, on YouTube. Invited, so I'm just gonna give them an opportunity to make one or two statements before we sign off. I'm inviting you. I don't know whether your connection is able to make you connect. We're gonna post our link, a subscribe link. We're gonna post it on the group so that you guys can just use that to subscribe. Anyways, the invited guest is not coming up, so I'm just gonna go ahead and end the program. Jerry, thank you for coming on. Akuzuroha Jackson, thank you. Princess Mbosha, madam, thank you so very much. I'm honored by your presence. Thank you everyone for signing in. We will keep doing what we're doing by God's grace. Nigeria will become a better place. All our other countries have been through more difficult times and they made it, so hey, why not Nigeria? We'll be able to solve all our ethnic problems or our religious problems, and then Nigeria will become great again. However it is, structuring, whether through whatever, but Nigeria will become great again for the sake of the people that are in Nigeria, for the sake of the most happiest people in the world. Did you know that Nigeria is the most happiest people in the world? By what indices? By the fact that even though they go through what they go through, look at our music. We have the best music in the world. We throw the best parties in the world. We dress to kill. Fashion comes from there. Our food is something else. Jollof rice, the capital of jollof rice is Nigeria. There's so much to be proud about Nigeria. From Toronto, Canada, this is Chidi signing out.